Hello and welcome to Wellness Unplugged, the podcast where we talk about the real, the raw, and the often controversial conversations around mental health and well-being. I'm Lesley, your host, and today we're tackling a big one, trust, or more specifically, why it's so hard to trust again after trauma. Let's be honest, people say, just open up or don't let your past define your future. But your nervous system isn't reading inspirational quotes, it's reading danger. And if you've lived through betrayal, abandonment, manipulation, or emotional harm, your body now sees trust as a threat. So today we're going to explore how trauma rewires your nervous system, why trust doesn't feel safe even when it logically should, what safety actually means in the body, and how to retrain your system to feel secure enough to let others in. This isn't about being weak or paranoid, it's about survival, and it is completely human. Trauma doesn't just happen to you, it happens inside of you. First things first, trauma isn't defined by the event, but by the impact of that event on your nervous system. Whether you were emotionally neglected, controlled or gaslit, repeatedly let down or betrayed, or lived in a state of chronic unpredictability, your brain and body adapted in real time. You learned trust equals pain, vulnerability equals danger. And from that point on, your nervous system did its job. It protected you by putting up walls. So how does the trust trauma loop play out? Well, you meet someone new. It feels good. Connection stirs. Then doubt creeps in. You overthink. You start to scan for red flags. You pull back. You sabotage. Or you choose someone emotionally unavailable because it feels safe. Then you blame yourself for not being normal in relationships. But here's the truth. Your nervous system is stuck in a loop, not your heart. It's not that you don't want trust. It's that trust feels unsafe. Not in theory or in a book somewhere, but in your body. Let's bring in some psychology. According to Dr. Stephen Porges of the polyvagal theory, our autonervous system has three main states. Number 1, ventral vagal, safe and social. This is where we feel calm, connected, open to love and to play. Number 2, the sympathetic, the fight or flight, where we hypervigilant, anxious, controlling, or often angry. And the last one, the dorsal vagal, the freeze or collapse state, where we shut down, feel numb, disassociated, or give up. When we've been hurt, especially repeatedly, our nervous system lives in sympathetic or dorsal modes. It stops trusting ventral moments because those were often seen as the calm before the storm. So when someone is kind to you, your body might end up saying, "No thanks, I've seen this before. It ends in tragedy." So why can't you logic your way into feeling safe? Well, one of the cruelest ironies of trauma is this. You can know someone is safe, but it still feels unsafe. That's because your cognitive brain, the cortex, and your survival brain, the amygdala, don't always agree. Remember, the amygdala doesn't use language. It doesn't listen to reason. It operates on pattern recognition. So, if someone sounds like your mother, or smiles like an old abuser, or raises their voice even slightly, bam, your blood floods with adrenaline and cortisol. Your heart races, your breath shortens, you brace. Because your nervous system whispers, don't trust this. So, can we rebuild after trauma? Well, the good news is that the nervous system can be retrained. but it doesn't respond to force. It responds to consistency, slowness, and more importantly, the feeling of safety. So how do you go about retraining your nervous system? Well, start with self-trust. Before trusting others, ask yourself, can I trust my own reactions, instincts, and boundaries? Many trauma survivors doubt their gut. They were gaslit or told their emotions were too much. So healing begins when you honor your own internal signals, even if that means saying no more often. Build internal safety before external vulnerability. Track your triggers gently. When you feel yourself shutting down, freezing, or reacting disproportionately, ask yourself, what does this remind me of? What age part of me is activated? Bring curiosity, not criticism. This creates space between the past story and the present moment. Learn to co-regulate. We heal in relationships, but only in safe relationships. Co-regulation is when your nervous system mirrors someone else's steady, calm presence. Counselors do this, so do good friends, partners, and even pets. Let yourself feel someone else's calm energy. Breathe with them. Sit in silence. This rewires your nervous system. Go slow, and I mean really slow. Trust isn't a switch. It's a series of small moments. Let yourself build tolerance for intimacy, eye contact, or emotional exposure over time. Give yourself permission to pause, to step back, and to return again when it feels right to you. Separate old fears from present dangers. This takes practice, and it is very powerful. When you feel yourself wanting to shut down or lash out, try saying internally, this feels like the past, but this isn't the past. I am here now. Let your body reorientate. Let your brain update its files. With repetition, the nervous system does learn. However, let's be very clear. Rebuilding trust doesn't mean letting everybody in or ignoring your instincts. Nor does it mean you have to forgive people who haven't earned it. You don't need to be open all the time either. It means giving yourself the gift of not living in a permanent protective mode. It means reclaiming your right to connect, to love, and to be loved at your own pace. And now for some final thoughts. If your nervous system doesn't feel ready to trust yet, that's okay. It's not broken. It's brilliant because it did what it had to do to keep you alive at the time you needed it most. But now you have the chance to let it soften, slowly, safely, towards a meaningful connection. Trust isn't a light switch, it's a sunrise. It starts in the dark and it takes time to rise. If this episode resonated with you or stirred something deep, I'd love to hear from you. You can reach out, suggest further topics, or share your story at info@lesleyharvey.co.za. And I'll leave you with this quote. The opposite of trauma isn't the absence of pain. It's the presence of safety. That's by Deb Dana. Thanks for joining me on Wellness Unplugged. Until next time, unplug, recharge, and remember, your wellness matters more than you think.
The radio station you can't live without. This is your radio.
This is South Coast Radio.